help me. It's going through full restoration. This is the first time I've done paint, retrim, electronics, like everything.
This is a 20-year-old car, right?
Yes. So
that's a great big bill.
You're in multiple 6 digits.
It's just a bit scary now because also it's the decisions.
So he's rubbing his head. I'm gonna kill myself.
The very definition of upside down in a car. So the premise that's been floated here is Johnny Lieberman doesn't get drunk that often.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Welcome to Spike's Car Radio.
Yes.
Here we are. That's a perfect in. We're talking about the Matt Farah smoking tire blabathon he's doing.
Bonanza.
The Bonanza.
It's like the Jerry Lewis telethon rebooted.
Is he gonna? Well, he's celebrating 1,000 shows, and congratulations, right?
Isn't that a big accomplishment?
It's a huge accomplishment. We all know how hard it is to gather and do this one. But he's celebrating by doing 6 hours, Sam?
8 hours, I think.
8 hours.
10 till 6.
I just don't understand. Is it one episode that's 8 hours long, or is this just a live stream, or?
You're asking the wrong person.
And are we making money from muscular dystrophy? What are we doing?
My agent's been in touch with him, so I don't know if I'm making money, but yeah.
Well, I'm going to be there. You're going to be there. You're going to be there.
I can guarantee I'm not making money. That's the one thing I know. If I go there, I'm not making money. And I probably won't speak that much.
Okay. You'll be the strong silent type.
Yes.
Which is exactly what he wants, I'm sure.
So is that why you're here? This, of course, Sam, seen through glass Sam, we call you.
Just Sam. Yeah.
Sam Fane.
We can.
Why are you here? Why are you in the stateside?
What are you doing?
You're our sister show.
Yeah, immigration asked me the same question.
Yeah.
I've come to sell that Boxster that I bought last year. Yeah,
I think you had it up on Instagram.
Yeah, so last summer I bought this 2002 Boxster S, drove it from New York to LA, and then took it up for Car Week. And kind of fell in love with it. It was supposed to be just like a one and done thing. I was supposed to sell it at the end of the trip.
Yours is the black one in the
Mine's the black one with the chrome wheels.
Okay.
Essential that we mention the chrome wheels.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to keep a car in LA. Like, hey, I'm a YouTuber. I can do this. Like, I'll stick it at Matt's place and I'll just come out like every few months and drive it. Sure. Literally haven't been back since.
Yes.
So I thought my wife probably started asking, didn't you own a car in America? I was like, yeah, I'm going to go get rid of that. So I've come.
It's a little far. Remember that time you said it's not like you're going to drive to, what did you say, to Cheshire?
Cornwall.
Yes, this is much Cornwall. And even Los Angeles is even further than Cornwall.
Yeah, in my head, I was like, if it's a sunny weekend, it'd be great just to take it for a blast in the canyons. It's the 10-hour flight that I have to take to then go for a blast in the canyons.
You know what caught my interest is before I even saw it was your post, is these are all first-year Boxsters?
Yeah, so I get a little lost. I think the two in the back are the .2s maybe. When did they get rid of the fried egg style headlights? You see the two in the back have got the clear glass.
Here's what it reminded me of. When I was at that Helms Bakery, Johnny Lieberman Cars and Coffee last weekend, a fella came up with an ocean blue metallic Boxster, not unlike that one there, and said, I own the Alec Berg Seinfeld Boxster. When we were all on Seinfeld together, Jerry and I and the writer Alec Berg all got these first-year Boxsters. And he goes, and I'm thinking about selling it. And I said, why? And he told me about the car. He's had it since, Alex sold it maybe 2 or 3 years after he bought it. And he went through his entire collection. And he said, should I sell it? And I go, no, you love this thing. It's the first year Boxster. They get more and more attractive to me as the years go on, like going back to that very first, model year. And he said, thank you for telling me not to sell it. I was gonna sell it and keep the Panamera. And I went, wow, you should have opened with that because I could have very easily saved myself 10 minutes of this conversation. Yeah. But it really, awakened me to my own desire to go back to these cars, right?
There's a purity to it. I will happily.
There's a purity to them, right?
It's a really authentic driving experience.
Yeah.
But still a Porsche driving experience.
Yeah.
And I think if you're a petrol head looking to get into the scene, and look, California's a Porsche place, right?
Right.
But we don't all have $200,000-$300,000 to go and buy the latest and greatest.
We don't? Doesn't everybody?
Sorry, I was trying to be relatable. But, this is a great way to get some of that feel. Now, hold on a sec. So I was told by Porsche Cars America, they have Jerry's
They do.
Boxster. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you knew that. Okay, fine.
How did that leave his collection, by the way? Why would he let that leave?
Because I think there would be a period you would think the Boxster's not worth keeping.
No, I was for
but
sure. When the
most
Boxster
people-
S came out was
Right.
that period for me.
and I think there's something to be said about this 25 year period of the maturity. The bouquet comes out of the bottle of wine, that all of a sudden this is the prime period for reconnecting to a driving experience.
Yeah. You've never owned a Boxster, right?
I never did. Although I would drive our friend Jeff Greenberg's around. And,
Oh, really?
And I enjoyed it. He had a Boxster S.
I think Jerry sold his car or gave it to Joe Cavalieri, who restores his race cars. I think that's what happened. And I think it went from Joe somewhere else, and I think Porsche tracked it down.
Yeah.
But we've talked about it on the show, but I remember that drive back.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to
Circle
get it.
Porsche.
Hey,
Bert Olander.
Air Water, Broad Arrow auction. Mine will be available. Get in now.
This could ruin our friendship. You might have to hide out in Cornwall. If I buy a car from you and it goes south, there's nowhere in the world that's safe.
You won't find me in Cornwall. Trust me that. Very
So when
small
is it?
lanes.
When is it going up?
At the Air Water show. So I guess mid-April or something like that.
Mid-April.
Yeah, they're doing a big.
And where's
big
that going to
auction.
be? This Air Water show?
I actually
Do we
have
know?
no clue. All I know is that my car's going to be in the auction.
It's on the internet. There it is on the internet.
You want to go to another thing, Zuckerman?
I don't want to go to anything. I didn't want to come here. And here I am for him. But him, yes.
Very kind. I
Those bald
appreciate it.
guys, they stick together.
We do.
We've got to support
I think
each other.
there's more bald people in 2025 than 1975.
I'll tell you what, I get more shit for having hair at my age. I wish I was bald.
I wish you were bald. Too.
Yeah, I've
be
heard
a
everything at this
horrible-
point. I've heard toupee, rat's nest, what are you doing? I've heard all of it. I've been accused of wearing the hat, which I'm wearing because it's baseball season and because we're making a new era Spike's Car Radio hat
Like that.
and because I love the Red Sox. But I'll get accused of hiding my hair now.
Okay.
So you guys are, you're there, you're honest,
But I don't know about you. I have always embraced this lifestyle choice that my hair will never struggled. But for the first time, I went
you and Larry David.
I went to a Turkish barber before this trip, and he was very blunt. He was a nice guy.
Say go to Turkey.
I've been invited to take on a brand deal. Actually, that's something else. I said, just do a number one all over because I like a little something going on. And he goes, number one here, zero here. I went, no,
You actually go to somebody for that?
yeah.
You don't do that at home?
No, you're not the first person that's asked. I used to. I struggled with the back around the neck. And then also I thought, hey, I'm relatively successful. I should treat myself in life. I'm going to go for
I
a
can see a
haircut.
difference between these two looks. His does look like it's a little more professional.
Okay.
You look like you took a butcher knife or something in your
That's
kitchen.
all right. But okay, I think that the idea of going to quote unquote treating myself to a barber to look at him doing 2 minutes worth of work and everybody else in there has hair, I don't think that's going to help my psyche. I don't think it's going to help my self-esteem.
It does. It's relaxing.
It's
It's relaxing.
Oh, you
It's
have
relaxing.
hair. You can't relate.
No,
I don't think it's relaxing.
And I
to go,
hesitate to confess this on the show, but
"Fuck you do."
I'm going to say it because I try to be honest with everybody. I've been
What's your
going with
secret?
my wife to get pedicures. I've had 3 now, and I find it to be one of the most relaxing half hours of my life.
I can't say what that is, but it's not something I approve.
But let me tell you why.
I don't
I think I said it. My feet are a mess from tennis. Like just yesterday, 4 hours of tennis. The calluses build up. Everything goes. It's a mess. And these ladies bring me back to a place where I can look
These
kind
poor
of
ladies,
okay.
The victims of human trafficking, of smuggling. You're going to get caught up in
Don't
an
listen,
ice
no,
raid at the pedicure place.
In
And
Brentwood?
you know, in Brentwood, they don't. Those ladies are legal aliens. They came
Yeah,
here
they
legally
are.
just to work on your feet, Ferriston.
No, they're very nice.
And they give you staph infection.
No, I haven't. I've had nothing.
You will.
I had that fear, and I raised that to Erica. She said, "Hey, tell
Really?
Zuckerman he doesn't
Tell
know what
her-
he's talking about."
Really? I've had the
Yeah.
cases. I tell her I've had the cases.
What kind of money do you make on a nail salon
Oh.
staph infection?
Okay, so here's what happens. Depends. In particular, if you've had, let's say you have breast implants.
Okay.
And those pockets that you have with your implants, that's where the staph hides. And then you have to get your implants The implants that you wanted so bad to feel right.
I see.
You have to get those out. And then you're left with scar tissue. You're left with staph. And
that's millions of dollars.
Yeah. Could be. Could be.
Don't forget the emotional damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. And you could end up with an amputation too.
Wow.
You could end up with MRSA. You could have all that good stuff just because you want somebody who's being victimized by whoever's running that place.
My mom was an emergency room nurse. I used to hear these stories all the time. I just laugh at them. But you're right. You're on the front lines of stuff that I'm just not. But I feel okay. I feel like the odds are in my favor. My breast implant will be safe.
Your breast implants are safe, yeah.
If you get staph, I may help you.
Okay.
Okay?
He jumps at the chance to make money.
Any opportunity.
He's very good at it too.
If you're hurt bad enough, and I hope you are, then I will help. Then I will help you. It'll be fun.
If you want to help yourself, get yourself some Acre Gold. Don't come out of pocket for expensive gold. You know what? If people had been paying attention to our Acre Gold ads, what's the price of gold? Google the price of gold right now. See what you can. You would have made a lot of money. I think we're up over $3,000. Yes, we are. Look at that. Acre Gold would have paid off for you if you'd just been listening to us. But it's not too late. Don't come out of pocket for expensive gold all at once. Instead, subscribe to gold for as little as $30 a month. Here's how it works. Pay in every month until your gold stash reaches the price of Acre Gold bars. And now, look at your gold bars, Zuckerman. They've gone up. Pay in every month till your gold stash reaches the price of Acre Gold bars. Said that, then Acre discreetly ships the gold directly to your home. Acre Gold also has $50, $100, and $250 per month options for large gold bars, and is backed by the same team who funded Liquid Death Canned Water. Go check it out. GetAcreGold.com/Spike911. Look, they have cups.
He's getting the gold.
I'm in. Give me some gold.
Look.
I feel like they've missed a trick not having that gold, but
I have gold at my house.
It comes
little tiny fingernails of gold,
grains of gold, and eventually, if you accumulate enough,
sure, then you end up with
you're
the
going to
brick.
have something.
Yeah.
You should turn that Boxster into Anchor Gold.
Hello,
Acre Gold.
Let's see where it goes.
Acre,
even I remember.
not Anchor.
Anchor.
Acre, Canker. How's Tony?
Tony's great. He sends his love.
Yes.
He doesn't.
He said
Certainly does
he
not.
said thank God.
What is he buying these days?
Oh, he's lost the plot. I can't keep up. Firstly, what's really annoying is he likes cars now. So
Yes.
That's super frustrating because
He didn't for a long
for
time.
the 10 years I knew him, he hated cars, and now he likes cars, and he even likes kind of old cars.
What happened?
Oh, I think he fell off his stool or something. Something weird went on. And he's also become an influencer. So he decided one day to start doing Instagram reels, and not in a way that he's like, hey, I'm doing, like he acts.
Can we
like,
pull one of these up?
Try and
we
go, if you can
see
find it.
What
This
he's
is
up
Tony
to?
Gravelwood.
This is Tony Gravelwood.
But you're saying he's not good at it, or he's good, or it's
He's
just odd?
actually sensationally good
Oh,
at it,
all right.
but it's really odd because
How do we find him? Tell Cameron how to find it up there.
Tony Gravelwood car sales. At Tony T.O.
There
you go. That one with
That's a good one to
with the
play right
vibe.
there. Let's
Come
do
on,
this.
just wait for this.
Headphones, you can hear it if you want.
I've got the new Aston Martin for the weekend. It's very modern in here, apart from the cut. For a little car, the boot's surprisingly big. This is basically just a bomb for your foot. Oh my God!
He's the English Cal Worthington.
This could actually be the first Aston Martin I like. What do you think of the new Aston Martin Vantage? Let me know in the comments.
He's fucking hysterical. He's fucking hysterical.
Honestly,
I like that.
it's outperformed most of my content for the year. I had no idea he was doing it. And I was like, what is this? I just fancy being a bit creative.
Can you see what he's got for views on that reel right there? Let's see how he's doing.
Look at that, 50,000 views.
That's not bad. That's really good.
With him sticking his head in the car and screaming. I like the moment of repose with the coffee cup. All of a sudden, the wild animal is sitting there calmly sipping coffee. So what do you think?
All
Do
the energy
you
goes.
feel like this puts pressure on you, Zuckerman, being the American counterpart to Tony?
I think I should fly there without you guys knowing. And then we both stick our heads in and
collaboration.
scream at each other. Ah!
You haven't made a. Do you even know what a reel is?
I vaguely know what a reel is.
Would you ever make one?
If you help me, if somebody help show me how to make a reel,
Jack
I guess
can
I
help you
just
over
got to
there.
record myself screaming. Ah! I like money. This is basically a bomb for my money. And then what he said is a bomb for your foot. This engine is
money. It's this engine is a bomb. And I was like, what does that even mean?
It doesn't mean anything. That's what's great.
And that's what's fantastic. And I think you're so right, because in my head, he wouldn't have known how to even do that. I don't think he knew what a reel was, but he just started eavesdropping in some of my conversations and did that. But yeah, he's good. He's on the hunt for a new car.
It seems like that's all that's happening on Instagram is reels. That's what people want. They don't.
So do you feel the pressure to take him out of the market?
Absolutely. I'm replacing him on the podcast
feed him to
immediately.
pigs. Is that the English way? I saw that in Snatch. You cut him up, feed him to pigs, right?
I'm definitely more Lord of the Manor. I'll let somebody else do that for me. But
well, let's take a look at some of your content. You've had some pretty great videos lately, especially this one, the new Porsche 911 Carrera T versus the 911 ST. Now, I had these cars at the same time too.
Okay.
It even looked the same colors.
How weird.
We had RST and that Carrera T.
Okay.
And I think you texted me right away and said, I hope you really love this. I want to really love this.
Yes.
Did you really love this car?
Look at this freeze frame. I don't know what's is that like Edward Munch's screen?
That's when a doctor replies like, are you having a stroke? But I think, I don't know. I've always loved the idea of the Carrera T.
Yeah.
My argument is, if you're not fortunate enough to get a GT3 and ST or anything fancy, buy the base 911.
Yeah.
That's my argument. I don't love the S. I'm not fussed about the GTS. And now the T is the only manual one. I'm like, for me, that's the one I would buy.
Right.
Is it inherently special? I don't necessarily think it is, but it's the one that I would buy if the dealer said you can't buy a GT3, sir.
Right.
Or you don't have that money. I don't know. I drove the GTS and I was like,
what?
GTS does not have a stick anymore?
no, and it's the hybrid one.
So you didn't like it at all?
I didn't dislike it, but okay, amongst friends,
No one's listening.
isn't the GTS in our heads like good? Mm-hmm. But like when was the last time you thought, let's go and buy a GTS?
Never. I haven't driven this new one. There's a lot of excitement about it. And our driving tastes have changed a little bit, right?
As we age.
As we
turn into corpses.
Yes.
You want the Bentley.
And we vacillate. We tend to vacillate wildly between the ST maybe, and then into something just a little more comfortable, right? So it's kind of hard to say, but but that car I have interest in it.
Well, because the hype is crazy. So I got in thinking, this T hybrid system is going to make this huge difference. It's now going to make the GTS stand out. I'm going to love it. And it was still just a GTS in the loosest sense, like really good,
right,
but just a little unspectacular.
Right.
So that was my argument. And the one I drove, I don't know about your pricing here, in the UK, brand new GT3 starts at £157,000. And the GTS I drove was 158.
That's a lot. But we may be getting a 25% tariff. So our cars, who knows what it's going to do.
Who knows?
That's right.
The tariff thing is kicking off. Huh?
But high expectations kill everything.
Everything.
Low expectations lead to magic.
But did you have trouble like I did? Because I did the same thing kind of unintentionally. I was in the ST for the week before and then they delivered that and I went, oh, this is going to hurt the Carrera T experience. But did you have trouble driving the ST first and then going to what is considered a lesser car, right? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
we call them palate cleansers.
Right.
Ideally, you would want a palate cleanser between the two experiences.
Yes.
You'd put the old Volkswagen in there, right, Zuckerman?
Yeah.
And then forget about what you experienced in the ST, then get into that.
You need the reset, right? Well, that's the car park where we switched cars. So I literally got in the Carrera T.
That's really hard.
And it did make a lot of things feel very cheap and nasty, but 10 miles down the road, I was like, no, this is a thing in its own right. And our roads are as crappy as your roads here in LA. You're flat out in that Carrera T everywhere.
Yeah.
Where the ST, you got to be a little bit more mindful. You're a little bit more aware of what it is. I don't know, different horses for different courses. I am still a fan, but I don't think it's necessarily as special as it used to be, the Carrera T.
Right.
I think it's a good option. ST's pretty good.
Zuckerman, you don't agree?
I did not drive the T, so I can't say.
What did you think of the shift knob size? What percentage too big was it for you? 5% too big? 18, 11?
The whole
It was a
manual
little
thing is too much, right? All the badging, all the logos. like just in case you've forgotten, it's a manual.
I like the sticker. I didn't like the badge.
Yeah.
And I love the car, and I actually miss the car.
Yeah, it's a cool
my comments were kind of misinterpreted, and what I was trying to say was a lot simpler, and I think you just said it, which is, not everybody can get these other cars, and if you want a car that feels a little special, right?
Yeah.
That's your car. And I told Zuckerman after I drove the T, I would drive the T more than the ST.
Yeah.
I would be driving it every day.
You could daily drive it.
Very
for sure.
drivable 911 where you can move through some gears. Yeah. And it's a nice experience, and it's fast enough. Like, we don't need that much power on the road. I really loved it. And I would say it is special, just,
because it stands out from the range. But apart from the ST, apart from the Porsche stuff, what have you bought new recently?
A brand new car?
Yeah.
A new 2025? Nothing.
Right?
What would I ever buy that's 2025?
If you mean other new cars?
Yeah, apart from the Porsche stuff. And I think sometimes maybe we get a bit beer goggled about the Porsche range.
We get beer goggled.
Or rose-tinted glasses, whatever expression you want to say, where we give it a break and we say it's a 911 though, it's still great. But actually, they're like everything else. They're bulbous. They got all the tech. They got there's a lot going. I just think the new cars are all a bit.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I am with you. I'm in your camp 1,000%.
Then what's your favorite year 911?
Weirdly, I like the 996s, which are, but yeah.
Go to Cornwall. Send them to Cornwall.
You said you were about to say something nice about the 996, which was nice, and then you went, I don't know.
I knew everyone
the 996 guys just leaned forward like this and went, finally, it's our moment.
I'm a 996 fan.
We all like the night, Ronnie Chang, the comedian Ronnie Chang is a 996 fan.
Okay.
We're 996 fans. Look, we like 996 GT3s. Yes, we do.
Okay.
For sure.
What about the other 996?
996 GT2.
I had the GT2.
Okay.
We're exactly the same as we are about other cars, which is the special 996s are the ones we like. In the same way.
It's the lady boys of 911.
This is an important thing to say out loud to the 996 guys.
The lady boy of 911?
No, not that. I didn't even hear you say that. Is that what you just said?
Did I say that?
The lady boy 911? Forget it. I'm going to forget you said that. No, what I'm saying is the 996, what we like about the 996, the special cars, is the exact same thing we like about every other 911, the special cars. And generally, I'd say maybe with the exception of 993s, maybe a C2S, which is a special car, right? I mean, people are always coming down on us because they think we hate 996s. I don't know where that started.
That's why I was like a bit nervous declaring my undying love.
And I joked about it last week, 996, and they were like, "We knew it, dude!"
Busted.
Now the Honda Fit guys from last week are after me.
They should come with lit torches.
But my point is, we like the 996.
And the 996 GT3 is a very special car.
They're amazing.
That's a very, very special make.
The Gen 1, the first one out of the box, the non-pruning a car, like the OG GT3,
right,
I think is a super interesting thing, because actually when you look at it in the flesh, it looks part spin. It looks like they didn't even finish it. Like they kind of went, let's stick some stuff on. Everyone who drives it says it's really raw and pure and all of these things. I'm very easily persuaded, by the way, so be careful, guys. But I think I went to this event and there were some really cool German people. They dressed well. The sophisticated German people.
That was very Italian for German, but that's okay.
Sophisticated Germans are a little Italian. And anyway, they go, one thing I keep looking at, I'm obsessed. Gen 1 GT3. And they kept showing me cars, and then a friend of mine was also buying one, and so I just started getting into the whole that Gen 1 GT3 I think is an interesting prospect.
Yeah.
It's where it began.
They're getting harder and harder to find.
Yeah.
I remember we were looking for GT3 RSs first year. It's just forget it. They're not around.
Origin stories are good sometimes.
We didn't get a GT3 996 GT3 RS here. There's a few trickling in now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a black GT3 996 that I loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What have you got in here?
Blew the engine a little bit.
There's a 997 down there?
There's a 997 GT3 down there.
But that's on its way out.
That's on its way out.
Heavy clutch.
Heavy clutch in over the course of time. There was a time when those were new. Those were my daily drivers. I daily drove a 4.0 and put 13,000 miles on it. But this current version of Zuckerman, as versions have gone on,
the weaker,
the weaker, older version of Zuckerman finds that to be
the stew beef is coming off the bones.
Yes,
it's falling off.
It's sloughing. Yes, my spine is turned into beef stew, and so now that becomes harder for me to drive. Okay. And the money proposition, the money
proposition.
Yeah, money talks.
Right,
and
right.
So,
but by the way, it's still hard. I mean, I'm in great shape right now, and my left leg was like, this is too much.
Post surgery on the left side, no, it tears me up. So
that's not right.
It's a commitment. It's you got to really be in the mood to get out and drive.
Yeah. Well, in the city here, where you're shifting gears a lot and stopping,
right?
Get rid of it.
Not always the best.
We have a cool car here. Let me do an ad for RaceDeck first, then we're going to talk about this BMW we have. RaceDeck. Our friends at RaceDeck, over 2 decades ago, 20 years ago, they invented a cost-effective, durable, and truly do-it-yourself modular floor system engineered for the garage. Do you have a garage at home that needs a flooring system?
I wish. Honestly. I need the space.
In your flat?
In my flat.
In Cornwall.
I rent parking spaces
with your lace-up trainers to walk on.
I've got to pop around the corner to get all my cars.
Well, we'll get you RaceDeck anyways.
Thank you. I'll put it
you
in my
could
bedroom.
use it in your podcasting studio.
Fair.
They'll make you a very special floor. It installs in just hours. There's no toxic epoxy or adhesive mess. It's just a snap. It all snaps together. 20 styles to choose from to transform your ugly garage to the coolest garage on the block. Self-draining design, like Zuckerman.
Like me. I was training last night in my sleep.
Don't you wish you had self-drain?
I wish it was a self-drain right in the bed so I didn't have to get out.
We can talk about this after the show. I don't get up at night anymore. I go to bed, I wake up at 7 o'clock. How about that for an accomplishment?
And how is that? Are you stopping drinking water at 4 p.m.?
Nope.
His wife just changes the sheets.
I trained myself out of it.
He trained himself out of it. She's changing the sheets. They've got plastic sheets.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
My bed has self-draining design, allowing for all liquids to flow freely and out the door. If you have a garage that needs some help, get yourself some RaceDeck. Go to their site, racedeck.com. They've got beautiful stuff up there. You can do anything you want with the floor, and I'm telling you, it transforms your garage in seconds. We took Zuckerman's ugly garage in Baldwin Hills, and
You're ugly.
we changed it, and it's beautiful now. I'm being honest. I love it. I love what they did in there.
They did.
Shop at racedeck.com. Use code SPIKE911 for exclusive 15% off and free shipping. Racedeck.com. This is what I do with ads now when I'm done with it.
Look at that. Done.
Spike, I please... We can get a makeup and wardrobe person here. I want you to have a skinhead. Let's please do a show. The next time we get Sam, I want you to have a skinhead.
I think nature is in the process of doing
No,
you're on your way.
Nature is not. It's not going to be fast enough. It would be season 20 of the show before you start to go.
Oh no! Come on.
Just make the choice.
How long can this go? I'm already in the doctor said I'm already in the 1 percentile. I said to my guy, I think my hair's thinning. He goes, dude,
you're 70. You're in 70. You're in your
percentile.
Yes.
Shut up.
You're in your 7th decade, you moron.
When I grow my beard out, it turns really gray.
Wow. Aren't you special?
I'm just trying to make sure people know I'm looking older because I'm self-conscious about looking younger. All right, let's talk about this BMW here. Go ahead. Jack Ferriston is here, back from his lacrosse season to do some camera work for us. God bless. Look at this. What are you showing me?
Rufus is tearing paper.
Oh, okay.
She's doing
the ad
her
is
trick.
in Rufus's mouth now.
Look what we have, though. The 2025.
You threw the ad. She's now shredding it.
Oh, that's good. I see. Look what we have. The 2025 BMW M2.
Wow.
A beautiful car. Sam, have you driven this car?
I have driven this car. I will reveal something which I'm sure is going to be revealed in a second. This is the stick version. Now, as people that like old BMWs, design-wise, where are we at with this? Because that's quite a boxy looking car, right?
Yeah. Here's why I wanted to drive this car. Zuckerman's got me hooked on BMWs, 1. But 2, I keep seeing the M2 from the front here, which was a little provocative, polarizing, right? People have opinions about it. I think it looks really cool. And the squareness of it, not exactly, but harken back to how the 914-6 kind of relates to a 911. A square thing in a world of rounds, right? And then when I got in the car, go ahead, show us inside, and saw this manual gearbox. I went, all right, this is a cool thing. You can open it up too. These sport seats here, they're adjustable, which, you know,
they've got the carbon cod piece.
The cod piece, really, that's an awful thing.
Yeah, but Zuckerman, they're not sport seats in the sense that you're just stuck in that position.
Right.
You can adjust them in a bunch of different ways. I don't know if it's 18 ways, but up and down, that piece right there, where you sit your ass on, your back is an adjustable. There's an adjustable move there. So it ends up being a very comfortable car. The steering wheel, give us a shot of the steering wheel, Jack. Feels super chunky and super nice, right? And we have an inline 6-speed manual gearbox, twin turbo, 470 horsepower, 20 more horsepower than the 2024 version. 0 to 60 is listed for 1. Car and Driver says 3.9. I believe that. Mm-hmm. This color is Java Green Metallic, one of their new colors. They also have a purpley one that I saw online. It's pretty neat. And 19s in the front and 20s in the back. I like this car a lot. And I think that screen is also new, right, Sam?
Yeah, that's been rolled
screen.
Out. That's been in most modern BMWs now for a few years, that sort of full stretch across. So you get in a 3 Series, a 5 Series, they've all got this kind of infotainment.
This
layout.
little instrument panel is a little hard to read in all modes.
Yeah.
It looks cool, but it's kind of hard to get information from it. It's got a head-up display that's a little too big. But it's got a back seat. Give us a shot of the back seat. People complain about the back seat. I actually thought it was bigger and there was more room in it than a Porsche 911. And I took kids to their tennis match in it. 3 kids from the high school tennis team. And everybody was happy. Everybody was comfortable. They thought the car was cool. The Apple CarPlay worked right. Everything was kind of intuitive, easy to use. It's one of the few kind of iPhone holders. It's got a clamp, so it holds the phone to the wireless pad, so it actually charges. Unlike the wireless pads where your phone bounces around and you're constantly adjusting it. Gearbox works nice. You know, if anything, BMW is just guilty of having too many ways to do the same thing.
Yeah. How do you find that gear lever?
I liked it.
Movement, you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. You didn't?
Yeah, I thought it was a bit squidgy.
What does squidgy
What is
mean?
Squidgy. I think it feels maybe like, I don't exactly know. I don't get that kind of mechanical clunk or connection when I'm shifting, like a little bit cheap in the movement. I sometimes feel like if I shifted too hard, maybe I'd snap the lever. Or it's just not as engaging as some other modern manual boxes.
Squidgy.
Squidgy can be great in some aspects of your life, but I just think with the stick shift, it's not exactly what you want. I have a sneaking suspicion that the M2 now is what the M3 was, and the M3 is now what the M5 was, and the M5 has been made for America and is an M8.
Enormous, giant,
huge.
Show us the back of the car, Jack. Just pull us out. Design wise, it looks better looking at the front than it is from this. Pull all the way back.
But I mean,
I want to see the whole car, Jack. Pull all the way back. There you go. That actually looks pretty good.
It looks good. I think it looks good.
It does. It looks bigger.
It's got stars.
It looks bigger in the screen than it does in person. It looks a little small from the back.
I've been very, very critical of all BMW design. Given how far they've gone in the direction of horrible, this slight pullback is, I'm willing to accept it. I'm willing to accept what I'm looking at.
Okay.
But overall, what are we charging for this car? 60s, 70s? I don't have the price of this build. Rufus! What are you doing? Go after Rufus with the camera, Jack. Chase Rufus.
Rufus can.
What is he? Rufus, will you stop barking?
Incredible.
Anyway, I actually like this thing.
But Paul, you have the M2 CS, right? Which I think is a sensational car.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This feels inherently less special as it is. But I think maybe
if they get to a CS version, maybe they can tap into that.
That's the thing.
And Jack, now turn around and face that big white American contraption behind you. Why are you driving this, British
in
guy?
America.
Because I'm cliche.
You're such a
I
cliche.
had pancakes for breakfast and I jumped in my Z06 or Z06. What do you call it?
Z. We don't say Z.
Okay, Z06, man. And a lot of people have said like, great car. And I'm like, thanks.
Did you rent this?
Of course. I have to rent something. Remember the last time I bought that gold 911 to see you guys?
Yes, I do remember
That was awful.
From Dita. Yeah. So this was from a very nice man.
And did you like this? Is this another Turo?
This is another Turo. I don't know how I feel about this. I struggle with the C8 when I drove it last time. This sounds really good. Like, I don't know if you've heard these, but like, it sounds really like silly good in a bit of an embarrassing way. I don't think I like very much else about it.
Yeah.
The steering I don't like. The feel of the paddles I don't like. The brakes I don't like. The design I don't like. The plastics I don't like. But the engine sounds really nice.
And the performance.
And the performance,
and the price
I guess,
point
right?
of these cars is, it's hard to beat.
What don't you like about the steering? What is it?
I think it feels inconsistent. There's not a lot of feel coming back to me through the wheel, but then it's actually quite pointy. So I came, I guess, from Sunset. I don't know your roads here that well, but like, I guess all the way almost towards where we went for smoothies that time.
Yeah.
So like way across, maybe not too far from you.
That place burned down. So.
So R.I.P. And then I drove,
The entire place is a smoothie right now.
What a shame, because they were delicious, especially Haley.
Yeah, that's gone.
Well, the curvy bit of Sunset, whatever that bit is.
Yeah, I know.
And I just didn't know what the car was doing.
Mm-hmm.
It was just all a bit all over the place, and then I got on the brakes and nothing really happened, and I was like,
This is a great review. It was all over the place and the brakes did nothing.
But I have to be a bit careful because I do have an American audience and they get very upset when I'm rude about Corvettes.
No, I was comparing. I was saying, British and American. I was driving the Lotus Emira last week, and I was saying for $100,000, I would rather have this. I would rather have the performance of this. I love the way the Lotus looks, but it doesn't perform like a Corvette, right?
Yeah, that engine is pretty desirable. You could kind of look past everything to just have the engine. And I think what's quite cool about this car is the driving modes.
Yeah.
It does really change.
Yeah.
Tour or whatever it is like a disaster. But sport and track are kind of cool. Or sport and I don't even know the name.
I don't like the steering. Hey, Jack, show us that steering wheel. Now, this is where BMW gets it right and Corvette gets it wrong.
Oh, God.
Jack can also show the really dodgy seat cushion.
Can you get down?
You can open the door. I think it should be unlocked.
Look at that. Look at the shape of that compared to the BMW.
It's like a pretzel. It's like you went to Dodger Stadium and said, let's...
And why are the indicator stalks so high? Do you know what I mean? It's a very unnatural position for the indicator stalk.
It's insecty. The whole thing is insecty.
And show the seat cushion, Jack, because that was a real highlight of my rental so far.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That thing is new, and look at it.
I despise it.
Just a fart sack.
That's just the fart protector.
Yeah,
that's what he puts on when he lists it on Turo. Yes.
Yeah. No fart stains.
How does that thing look like it's 10 years old?
I don't know what's going on. But, anyway, it's a rental. I can't be that harsh. But it's good fun to drive around.
I love it. All right. We're going to talk about Huel, then we have some questions for you, Sam. Lots and lots of questions for you. Finding it difficult to find time to have a complete balanced meal like today? I do. I'm going to play tennis in a minute. That's where Huel comes in. Huel is spelled Huel, and today's sponsor of Spike's Car Radio. Their Black Edition ready-to-drink meal in a bottle. Here it is. What? Oh, he's going to bark again?
Barking and Black Edition meal in a bottle.
Look, I have it right here, but it's the vanilla. Full of 35 grams of protein, 27 vitamins and minerals, low in sugar, and all this in a handy bottle. That's right. This is coming right to tennis with me right after this. This is why I have it there. I might even start drinking it during question and answer time with the kiddies. Huel is a global competition nutrition brand with over 500 million meals sold. You can find Huel at GNC stores, on Amazon, or directly at Huel.com. And for new customers shopping at Huel, I think these guys are from your neck of the woods, right?
We've had Huel for a few years.
Wow.
And they're in all our fuel stations, so you can fuel yourself and your car.
They started over there, right?
Really?
I guess.
What's in there? Chip butties, Scotch eggs. Is that what's in there?
I
A
would love that.
proper
That would be
English
amazing.
breakfast.
No, we have a lot of croissants with cheese and ham on them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's our go-to.
The croissant edition of Huel. You can try it now. For 15% off plus a free gift, use my code SPIKE911 at Huel.com. That's SPIKE911 at Huel.com.
500
so
million
easy.
meals in a bottle.
And then Rufus.
Rufus, food.
Go get it. Go get it. Oh, hey, before I forget. Do you hear about this Leno law? Put up the Leno law. Have you heard about the
He's
Leno
going to
law?
save us, right?
What is the Leno law? Well, Jay Leno is testifying April 8th in Sacramento on behalf of all of us here in California for California Senate Bill 712, set to go before the state's Transportation Committee next month, aims to provide a smog testing exemption for cars built in 1990 and earlier. You know how when you buy one of these cars, you have to get it smogged every couple of years? Yes. This bill will do away with that. SB 712 has picked up the nickname Leno's Law, as Jay Leno has been outspoken about it. Is that him tearing up the ad again? That's he's eating the Huel ad.
Gee.
The long and the short of it is no more of those. Those smog tests are always dicey. Not because of the smog test, but because a lot of times you're bringing these really rare old classic cars to a smog garage.
It does not understand.
And it does not understand the car. Like that's always been my issue with it.
There's a couple of things. First, we've had 1975 and earlier exemption,
right.
But some of these cars come in, and here's the thing that people don't always know. They haven't driven their classic car in a while. They turn it on, they go straight to the smog place, and they have not heated it up and gotten it cooking. They need to drive it an hour or two before they bring it in, particularly if it's turbo. But I have a friend who recently bought in a car to the smog center, something that was 1990 and earlier, and it passed everything. But the smog guy said, I see too much smoke coming out the tailpipe.
Yeah.
So despite that, all the numbers were right. He's been now referred to the next level of fuckery to deal with it. And it's stressful and it's aggravating.
Yeah.
And
well, let's hope that Saint J Leno.
Maybe he'll roll down a hill right into Sacramento, come in with an eye patch and a bruise and get the sympathy of the legislators.
What else should we have him do while he's up there? Death penalty for left lane loafers?
Pan for gold? I don't know.
Look, if Jay is able to accomplish this, now he's got one foot in the political world. There's a lot of stuff we could get him to do for us.
I want the refund on the parking meters. Your unused money.
Ooh, that's really
Do you know how
good.
popular, as a platform, Senator Ferriston gets elected?
No, governor.
On that. Governor.
Yes.
Governor.
Governor Newsom's gone into podcasting. So I thought he was going to run for president. No, he's a podcaster. So I'm going to leave podcasting and run for governor.
Right.
That's great, Zuckerman.
And your
I love
platform,
that.
you pull away with 30 minutes left, you get your money back.
Isn't that a class action?
No, it's just the law. You can't class action the government. Okay?
You can't.
No, that's not. You're not. So it would be great if you could. But
What
as
if I
a
can
lawyer,
change that for you?
You could change that for me. You can. But it would be nice when you put in all of that money you've got to pay to park, and if you have any left
why don't
over,
you get your money back?
Why don't you?
God, now
You get ripped
I've
off.
got a new thing to be mad at.
Yeah. You leave with an hour, and now
I
they've
didn't-
charged you $3-4, and the next person comes and pays for that very same time allotment.
I was so happy not knowing this, and now look what you've done to me. You've ruined my Saturday.
What, the class action part? The skin part for your head?
Yeah.
What?
Off to Turkey he goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
EA 40 TV. These are in no specific order.
Oh,
you can
lovely.
decline any question,
Sure, yeah,
mock
yeah.
anyone you want.
No comment.
How hard has it been to keep up the YouTube motivation going after your Drive the World series?
Oh, yeah, super hard. 2019, I did that round the world trip in a Carrera T and went home into lockdown. So I was like, oh, well, this sucks ass. But I think YouTube's just a hard game. Now you guys you're on YouTube, you're on TV. It's a different mentality, right? Like everything
is.
changes. It's a mean beast, but
We have not figured it out.
Yeah,
but it is
right.
mean, but it's also funny. It does funny things. This guy, by the way, left 7 questions.
okay.
only
Do you know who this guy is?
Let's hope you picked the best one.
I did,
Or is there
yeah.
only 7 questions that were left?
Mr. Michael Atkins, not of the Atkins diet, said, when will Sam drive a Rivian?
Should I?
Yeah.
According to Lieberman.
No. You should.
I mean-
I've driven a bunch of them.
Yeah, I know that's a real.
Do we listen to that?
Yeah.
Oh no! Leave Johnny alone. Poor Johnny.
I was with Johnny yesterday.
But yeah, do they have Rivians in England?
We don't have Rivians yet. Weirdly, a guy I used to work with many moons ago before I was a YouTuber now heads up the European PR. So I should kind of do it. And
they're emerging for sure.
I like the little boxy one that's coming.
Little SUV.
Little SUV, tiny little
That's
SUV
worth a special
thing.
trip.
That's cool.
You take it out to Gorman. You ride some motorcycles.
That's like Cornwall.
Electric motorcycles.
Yeah.
A Rivian.
Very
Have some fun.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay. M.I. Strasser wants to know your thoughts on Austin Healey Restomods.
Huge fan. I love an Austin Healey. I absolutely
You
do.
like the Restomods?
I like a Restomod. I have an issue with Restomods when you look at them and you go, that's a Restomod. I like it when it looks like it could have left the factory, but actually underneath there's been some fettling.
Sleepers. You like sleepers.
Sleepers.
I agree.
Improvements, modernizations, but
not bad rims, wheels, tires, all of that.
These guys take it to like, okay, let's think of it in the Porsche world. Singer, Tuthill, they all look like they could be Porsches. When you start crossing over, okay, Gunther Works is its own thing entirely, but it's too much, too far for me. I like something that looks like it could have been.
Tuthill.
Do you like Tuthill?
I like how you say it. Tuthill.
Have you driven the Tuttles?
I've driven
to Cornwall.
Do you touch the Tuttles?
Touch my Tuttles.
I've been to Tuttle HQ. I drove the 911K last summer.
Oh, yeah. I really want to drive that. How many are over here?
It's a monster.
Yeah, it's great.
But the thing is,
flame coming out.
You have to drive. So the guy I know who owns it, he'll let me say this. He drives like a madman. He thinks he is Colin McRae, Lewis Hamilton, and I don't know who else rolled into one. And just about, he is pretty damn good. Thing is, he crashes a lot, which I'll call him out on, and he knows that's a running joke. He's like the best driver ever that crashes a lot. So his skill level is so high that on the public road, he can drive at a rate that we can't. Only professional racing drivers and this guy. And therefore, the 911K spanked in the way that he spanks it. Best car in the world. For the rest of us mere mortals, there's just too much. Like, you have to be so good and have the raw natural ability he does for car control and feel and all of these things. Without it, just drive a normal car because the K is too scary.
Targa Casablanca, how harsh has the F430 Scuderia maintenance been for you in your bank account?
Oh, no. So I have a Challenge Stradale, the one before, which, okay, help me. It's going through full restoration. This is the first time
Already?
I've done paint, retrim, electronics, like everything. This is a
20-year-old car, right?
Yes. So the backstory is I won it at auction by mistake.
Oh, boy.
It was a no reserve car. I never thought I was going to get it. It's my all-time dream car. I won.
Win, lose.
Never been to see it. The car had been in storage for 10 years, hadn't moved. And fundamentally is actually mechanically pretty good, but had some corrosion, had some things that needed to be...
Fundamentally,
that's
it's corroding.
Fundamentally, had a lot of holes in it.
That's a great big bill. I mean...
And the problem is this started in
you're doing everything?
December and it's still going.
All systems?
Everything.
Down to the metal?
Everything.
You're in, multiple 6 digits?
It's getting, I actually ignored the last invoice, so sorry to the paint shop that sent that to me. I think it's tripled into that. Yeah, tripled into that. And it's just a bit scary now, because also it's the decisions.
So he's rubbing his head. I'm going to kill myself.
The very definition of upside down in a car.
It's the win-lose at the auction.
Ferrari are classically Italian in the sense where they have a color, right? The color I wanted is called Rosso Mugello. I was like, guys, I want Rosso Mugello. They said, no problem. They called me a week later saying, hey, can you come in and you can see Rosso Mugello? I was like, yeah, no problem. Turn up and there's 6 paints laid out. And I'm like, cool, which one's Rosso Mugello? They went, no, they're all Rosso Mugello. And I went, well, over the years, Ferrari have tweaked Rosso Mugello. Which one do you want? And I'm like, can I swear on the show? I don't fucking know. Like, whatever Rosso Mugello is. So I then spent weeks staring at them, holding them in different lights and rubbing them on my face and trying to decide which freaking Rosso Mugello I want. I don't know how you've done it with
what is the original color of this car?
Rosso Scooter. Do you want
So it's a color change now
from
too.
red to red. So yeah, it's color change, and I've deleted the stripe, which the Ferrari forums are fuming about.
Wow.
Because it was an original factory stripe, and they're like, how could you? And I actually went to Ferrari last week.
You should just set it on fire. I think this is the easiest
He's
solution.
setting his bank account on fire right now.
Like, why you and Tony get on so well.
Yeah.
But,
So what's the ultimate goal here? Because obviously it's not to make money.
No.
It's to have your dream car.
it's for an excuse for my wife to divorce me, clearly.
No, but seriously,
it's my all-time dream car.
It's your all-time dream car.
So-
So you're making something that you're going to keep for the rest of your life. Yeah.
This was the car that I've always wanted, and so the thought was create the version that I would have ordered from factory.
What, you don't like that? I
just
respect
know where
that.
this goes. I respect it, but it's a fool's errand. He's on a quest
Usually-
for the chalice. He'll never
we
find
do
it.
things-
He'll find madness before he finds
Usually we do
perfection.
that with smaller things. Like, I did that with my 66 Triumph Bonneville. It's just you're making something that you're just going to keep, and it's for yourself. But that's a lot of money.
It's got scary, and I kept telling myself because I got it cheap at auction, I was ahead of the game.
Yes.
But then I started going, oh no, but
lies.
wait, I've already done. Yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
but it will be worth it.
Okay. After going back and watching a lot of your early videos, says Giddy Hitch.
What a waste of time,
Kitty
Giddy.
hitch.
This guy went granular. I found that there was a rapid progression from typical car spotting and auto blogging videos to inspiring automotive travelogues with beautiful montages and soundtracks. Was this an organic development, or did you have an artistic background, or did you find a really good editor? Who's responsible? He's saying, who's responsible for this good idea? It couldn't possibly be you.
This is a dating question.
Yeah.
Yes.
This sounds like
No,
something I got on
but
Tinder.
I mean, I would imagine what you're about to say is if you're not evolving as a YouTuber,
you are definitely going backwards,
right?
Yeah. It happens with time as he's picked up on. You just evolve. I have no editor and no background. I love making home videos, and I don't watch a lot of car content, so I get inspired by other people.
There you go.
There we go. That's it.
Yeah, if we've learned nothing from Madonna, you've got to constantly be reinventing yourself here.
Constantly reinventing.
Otherwise,
I'll
it
be
goes
super car blogging
nowhere.
next week, yeah.
Have you ever thought about going to Turkey only to get your hair cut?
Let's do it.
I was literally I got offered a brand deal: hair, teeth, something else. 5 nights accommodation, all expensive.
Really?
What?
Full brand deal.
Can you get me in on it? We'll
Yeah,
go
yeah.
together.
What is it about the Turkish hair replacement ads and offers I'm getting? Like, what is that? Why is suddenly Turkey the place where you get your hair replaced?
They've always made carpet. Yeah, this is
I honestly don't know why or when it became a thing, but it's very popular for British people to go to Turkey. It's cheap
To get
and
their
effective.
hair replaced.
Everything.
To get
Hair,
everything done.
Teeth is a big
Teeth.
one in the UK now because we've always had horrible teeth. Now
You don't say.
the full aggressive brick white teeth we have, and it's gone too far now. So turkey teeth, turkey hair, nose job, chin job, fake abs, fake butt, like.
I really
Turk-
love these before and after. They take these hideous people. I think that they're distorting their pre-features because I don't think people actually look as bad as the before picture.
Yes, yeah.
And then it's like, wow,
Proper
look
transformation.
Are you
yeah.
talking about the Turks or just all of the before and after?
all of the before and
plastic
after
surgery?
for the Turkish plastic surgery? I'll start sending you
Yeah.
the Instagram ones where you take someone who
I
really-
already look at before and afters anyways. I find it really satisfying.
Yeah,
You know?
but they really get people that look like hideous monsters and make them very attractive.
But yeah, you're making the world a better place. Make
sure.
people
Yeah.
look better. I'm all for
the
it.
plane flights out of Ankara, wherever, where people look like their heads
all
have
the
been
bloody
scorched,
heads and like all like swollen up, and I mean it's a thing. I mean go
dripping pus.
On the road, NC wants to know what's the biggest difference in the Porsche collector market between the US and UK? Well, left and right side steering.
That's the
That's
start.
one.
Our market's a bit dead.
It is.
Yeah, our market's a bit dead. You can let me think like of a good example. Okay, where are you still hot? 4RS, GT4 RS, £130,000. It's like $160,000. Is that where you guys have got to?
I don't know.
No,
We're not tracking the four.
no. Okay,
Oh,
we're out of that market.
GT4 RS.
Yeah,
you
so
said.
yeah.
Okay.
What are you
I
tracking?
thought you
What
said
do
a
you keep an eye on?
4S.
What are your ST?
But why do you think it's? I mean, the British market has always been strange because of where they drive, on what side of the road they drive. So the cars that have been valuable were right.
We
right
always were
hand
quite
steer,
strong.
and then is there any use for a left hand steer there? Is that like if you're a Porsche driver there, do you want that?
Well, we used to, it all changed around Brexit. Love that.
Right.
We used to you could buy left-hand drive cars from Europe on the cheap. So if you wanted to go and buy yourself a GT3, you just pop into Europe, buy one for 50 grand under market value in the UK, bring it in, and you just put up with the fact you're driving on the wrong side of the road. No big deal. Then Brexit happened and it all switched. And here and in Europe, most cars are 50 to 75 grand higher than the UK value. So we don't have any left-hand drive cars anymore. They all got sent out to Europe. And our market is good for us as buyers. It's good for sellers. It's horrible. So everyone is now sitting around in the collector market waiting for you guys to trickle over is it 25 years for the import? So all of the cars that are getting close, people are buying and sitting on and waiting. Otherwise, our market is not great from a collector point of view.
Interesting, Zuckerman.
Is it just the general economy?
I think economy, the cost of import-export has now become more complicated and higher. Yeah, people are more nervous. Anything that, like a Carrera GT, your market suddenly went insane. You looked at the UK and you saw these cars with £200,000 or £300,000 or dollars less. People were just coming in and scooping them up. So I just think we kind of got in a bit of a stalled situation where now there are some great cars that internationally people want to buy. So
I wonder what's going to happen now with tariffs, Zuckerman. The existing car market, existing GT cars, right?
They may go up.
They are going to go up. I think they're more desirable all of a sudden, right?
Yeah, I'm not an economist. I just look at it and I go, wow.
This morning I was speccing out our GT3 Touring and going back and forth and lightweight package and this interior and yes.
Have you tried the new seats yet? Because I think we share an opinion about the old bucket seats. We didn't like getting any out of them. The new ones, perfect.
I'm not taking your word for it.
No.
No way, I'm not doing it again.
Listen. So the bit for me was the bit that clipped your thigh. Right?
Yeah.
Getting in and out was horrible. You would always bash and clip your thigh.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
What did you not like about them?
It was the back of the seat and
the stiffness,
it just would get me. My upper back would be in agony. So I don't think that they could fix that.
Fine. And for me, it was the getting in and out. And that's what they fixed. They've cut away that high side.
Poor bony man.
Yeah.
Bony Sam.
But I was playing around with that interior and just the way Porsche has it set up, you lose the lightweight package. If we go a certain color in the interior, the lightweight package also kind of controversial. It's like 35 grand or something. And you're going, well, what am I really getting from that? You know
what you do get, which you don't notice, is you get a lot of interior cabin noise. Because they get rid of all the carpeting. You can hear hear
that's really
servo
interesting.
And everything. So you hear so much more. I drove it thinking, what am I hearing from the front? Like, what are all these noises going on? And I went straight back and I said, is there like any sound? They're like, no, we took out all the sound.
Boy, that's a
so
really
the lightweight
good point.
package makes it, as a road car, not so nice, especially as touring.
You lose magnesium wheels and you lose some lightness, but one of our big complaints, one of our big complaints about the Touring was we wanted a touring car, something that was a little quieter on the road.
Right, and the first generation.
Boy, you may have just solved a pretty big problem and saved us some money.
If you genuinely want a touring, don't get the lightweight package.
But as I was adding up the sticker, and going back and forth with Clearwater, the tariffs didn't even come into the conversation. But in my head, I was like, is he even going to bring this up? This car is going to be how much more expensive right now than the number I'm looking at right now?
I don't think we're going to get those tariffs.
That's good. I don't think so. Well, that would be good. Jared Willie wants to know,
Mr. Willie,
why his father didn't change his last name. No. When you choose the cars to use in your content, how much are you considering personal preference versus what you think your audience wants to see? It's a good question, actually.
All personal preference. I'm really bad at lying. So if I don't like the car, I'm not interested. I have nothing to say about it.
Right.
So I just think, what would I like to do? So the Huracan Storata that I took out to the desert yesterday, there's not much to say about that car. Like, it's already been filmed. No one really cares about it. But I wanted to take a Lamborghini to the desert.
It's one of the greatest.
It's so cool, that thing.
Did you make a video?
Yeah. I made a video,
I'll watch that video.
Okay, cool,
just because I love that video. I love that car. And now I want to see what you can do with it.
Yeah,
I'm excited about you driving that car.
The first question Johnny said, he was like, did they let you take it off-road? I was like, I forgot to ask.
Smart man.
I just went off-road. So
did anything go wrong?
I don't think so. There was a few like...
I don't think so.
I handed
Not my problem.
Hold on. Once a show, I kill a fly.
Get it. Did you get it?
Nope. Not that time. All right, before we go, let me see if I can get you...
Are there any juicy controversies?
Oh, here. Hasta. wants to know what American cars would look most out of place in the UK.
Any of the trucks, like any of the.
Oh, right.
A guy had an F-150 Raptor once that he parked on. We call it Sloane Street. I guess it's like Rodeo Drive.
Sloane Street. Stoat Lane.
Sloane Street in Knightsbridge.
It's like Rodeo Drive.
Yeah. And it literally took up the whole lane. Like he caused like a traffic jam for like 3 days because no one could get past. And it was eating the other cars. So any of the trucks immediately.
That's really good. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
The muscle stuff is
Hey, there's a new podcast in town. We're excited to talk about it. It is Drive with Jim Farley. You know this podcast? This guy is a race car driver. He's a podcaster, and he's the CEO of Ford and our frequent guest here. And he's got an amazing show that Gronk has been on, that Jimmy Fallon has been on. He's got Randy Nonnenberg coming up and Vicky Butler Henderson. It's a terrific show that is on, I believe, YouTube. Also has an audio version as well. To listen to Drive with Jim Farley, just search for Drive with Jim Farley in your podcast app. That's Drive with Jim Farley. And he is, don't forget, Chris Farley's cousin.
He's got some good guests. Oh my
No,
God.
he's got the greatest guests in the world.
Outrageous.
He's the CEO of Ford, man.
He's got Matthew McConaughey. Who else does he have here?
It's outrageous.
No, his guests.
Like, what the
his
hell?
guests are
Sydney Sweeney's
unbelievable.
on
Wait,
Sydney Sweeney's there.
We've been trying to get
Sorry, I
Sydney
shouldn't be
Sweeney.
so
I'll get it,
excited.
Ron.
My voice went way too high at that point.
Do that for Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson is on there. Kelly Clarkson is on there. Sanjay Gupta is on there.
I really outed myself with the Sydney Sweeney part, didn't I?
Anyway,
That's all right.
he's a terrific guy. We love Jim. And this podcast is pretty great. They're in their 3rd season. Check them out where you get your podcast.
That's cool.
Some other housekeeping here. Want to thank Clay Sneakers, the Los Angeles brand Clay Sneakers, for supplying sneakers to Palisades families who lost sneakers in the fire. They stepped up and were able to outfit the whole family. Erica Ferriston helped out with it, connected them with a bunch of families that needed everything because everything went. And the boxes are at my house right now. On my
what you
front
will.
lawn. No, we have to distribute them, but it was a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. They're in the backyard, but come get your sneakers quickly if you ordered them before it rains. Randy Nonnenberg and Bring a Trailer, thank you. I don't know if we've had a show since then, but the 66 Triumph Bonneville went for $25,000. Buyer was right here in Orange County. It's a bit of a private person. He's going to take delivery on set, just not on the show, but he's super excited about it and wanted to help out. And we thank Bring Trailer, and we thank him, and we thank Gianni Cabilio. We thank Sonny Nutter for helping out and working on it. Also, there has been a rash of just small dollar donations to the Pali Booster Club in my name with jokes attached. And you can do that anytime you want. And in the one of them was sent to me. It said, this is $500 for Spike Ferriston's 9th grade remedial reading class, which confused the Palisade moms, but I understood right away what was going on. So if you want to mock me with a small dollar donation, $5 or $500, there's a link right there. You can go to the Pali Booster Club and help these guys get back on their feet. Jack Ferriston, Pali student, right over there, lacrosse. He can attest.
I attest.
Everything's burned. Everything's gone. All of their lacrosse equipment just gone. The tennis equipment. Poof. Yeah, but everybody's been stepping up. New Balance, Nike helped those guys out. Babolat, the tennis people helped out the tennis team. It's really incredible. And I heard that the kids are going to be graduating at the Hollywood Bowl this year, which is pretty great. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I know. It's pretty great. It's pretty great what's going on.
Lining, huh?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. And I think that's it. I think that's our show. Sam,
Excellent.
we love seeing you, man.
Thank you for having me. It's always nice to stop by.
You
come
gotta-
to the UK. You
It's
never
too
come.
squidgy for
It's
us.
Too, very squidgy.
It's very
It's
squidgy.
very squidgy. I always try and get you over for Wimbledon. I got invited to like a Roland Garros road
Wait,
trip
hold
the
on,
other
hold
day.
on. Well,
Yeah, see, now I got an interest.
You got attention.
yeah, I could come through. I've got to figure out a way to make it work.
But it's always around Goodwood Festival of Speed. It's all at the same time. You come over, do a show at Goodwood, hang out at Wimbledon. Like we can put a whole thing together. Come hang out.
All right.
It's fun.
That would be great.
Yeah,
No, it is a dream. It is a
Yeah.
dream. Look at you, Zuckerman.
I'm just thinking about dressing up weird. And
No, we dress in our whites.
he would dress.
No, not Revival. Come for the festival speed. You can just dress like a bum.
Oh, I was talking about the tennis part.
Wimbledon. You just
Did you see me dressed in white?
I had bypassed the car thing
I look
entirely.
like a butcher just heading into work.
No, it's lining up all the different sponsors to
Yeah.
get us over there.
Yeah.
That's your
Because then
job.
we do a thing. I know. I've got some of it. I've got the tennis people would be overjoyed if we came, for sure. It's just we need flights and the rest of it. But
Maybe we
maybe
can
the
get some
Goodwood
Turkish
folks.
people. We get, and then we go from
just
England to,
honestly,
and then we go to
Tell you
Turkey.
what, we could do a show at Goodwood for sure.
Yeah. Do a
That
show in
we could
Turkey
do.
while they
And
do
that
your
has
feet.
value. That has value for Goodwood.
Yeah.
We give them the show for an episode. We're doing that with the Audrain Concours. We're giving them an episode of the show. We're going to go there. We're going to visit with them in the fall. It's fun for us, fun for them. We'll do the same.
There'll be someone who wants to take you to if you can. Goodwood is easy. Close your eyes. Call Porsche. Take us to Goodwood.
There you go.
Wimbledon.
There you go. That's our
Strawberries,
show.
strawberries and cream.
And you're right. You have visited us far too much. We have to return the
Did you see
favor.
what he did? Strawberries and cream. Summer's
around the corner.
Strawberries and cream.
With that, let's end the
Strawberries
show. Strawberries and cream, everyone. See you next week on Spike's Car Radio.